one time, big stick. All that money get flushed in a blink. Try to dribble, go give me a ring. You got money, you don't gotta think. I was jail one time, this bang. Let that act now get one thing.
Episode 24, bro. We're one away from 25, right? Yeah, because the next batch is 25 and 6. Cool.
What, the beer? It's a little warm. I'm just kidding.
On episode 26, for all y'all who don't know, which would be all of you, because we haven't told you guys yet. We will.
That's a good point.
We will recap all of our episodes thus far and any opinions that have changed. So keep that in mind. But for now, we are doing Scaring the Hose, also known as Scaring the Hose Volume 1.
This is a good album though because
Just starting off the gate with
do because we've done a lot of stuff that's been nothing that like just came out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
This is the most recent album we've done by far.
I don't think we've done anything before like
Mr. Morale was,
I guess,
this last year.
Oh yeah, that's true, huh? And we did Thundercat. That's not too long ago.
2019, right?
Compared to the rest, 1960s.
Yeah, for real. It's because 1960s was the peak of music.
70s, whatever.
Anyways, Scaring the Hose. Score guesses?
Nah. I'm just
Okay.
kidding.
For those who don't know, let's just get intro out of the way. Scaring the Hose. This is Azhurel and this is Aaron. Scaring the Hose is JPEGMAFIA and Danny Brown.
That is a fact. That is a true
So
statement.
JPEG essentially collabed with Danny Brown featuring on every song. That's kind of essentially the gist of the album, which is really like a Rate Your Music nerds like Wet Dream, because they're two quirky, eccentric rappers just getting thrown into a blender. Actually, It's not really thrown in a blender. It's JPEG's music with Danny Brown featuring over top.
Yeah.
I feel like it's an accurate way to put it.
Yeah.
Now, score guesses?
I'm gonna say 150 for you. No, 120.
All right. Why so high considering like
You like JPEGMAFIA, and
facts.
this is better than his other stuff.
That's not facts, but we'll get into that.
Okay, well,
My guess for you is somewhat akin to your Death Grips, because I kind of feel like JPEG and Death Grips are similarly experimental. However, Death Grips
there's
is a
some
little
big
more brash,
differences, though. Yeah,
and aggressive. Like I've said, I've been saying this. I've been saying like, if experimental, like to make a metaphor or comparison to like 90s West Coast hip hop, Death Grips is like the hardcore gangsta rap of experimental hip hop, and then JPEG is more like the Snoop Dogg, a little more chill and stoned out and washed out and reverby, you know, a little more relaxing.
Sure, I'm not gonna argue with that.
There's plenty of non-relaxing songs in this album. LP is more relaxing, I would say, more like stoner vibes. But yeah, that's kind of like the same vein in that regard. Just one's aggressive and one's a little more lax, and one's a lot more lighthearted and playful. So you gave Death Grips like an 80,
Did I?
something like that.
I can look.
Yeah, go ahead and look. I'm gonna give this like a 90 if you gave Death Grips an 80.
That's not my score, by the way.
I didn't look.
I give Death Grips a 91.
Ooh, is this gonna be 100? Nah, I'm gonna give it a 91. You're gonna give it a 91.
Okay. Cool. First time hearing it. Obviously, it just came out. So
Dude, I was fiending.
Yeah, you were
to
fiending to hear
this.
it, and I had heard it, and I was like,
Yeah,
all right.
it pissed me off, dude. Because I can't listen to music nearly as fast as Aaron, because it takes me a lot of time to develop, digest, take in everything going on. It takes a lot of time and a lot of listening. So this album really hasn't even came out for enough time for me to really fully process it. But I digress.
I do think it is an album that is going to grow in the music community in lots of different ways.
That'd be really awesome.
So,
So I heard about the album coming out. I was stoked. I didn't know who Danny Brown. I knew who Danny Brown was, but I hadn't heard any of his music before. So
I hadn't heard
really
either
just
of
came
them.
into this thinking, okay, a new JPEG album,
Mm-hmm.
and I was stoked. Having come off of LP, which was one of my favorite rap albums of the year that it came out, which was what,
2021?
2021? Yeah, that's right. Yeah, right there. But LP was sick. And then I was telling you like, oh, I'm gonna pick this next so I could finally listen to it, and we were like 4 albums away from it too. So I was like really fiending. Like I had to wait half a month to listen to it, dude. And you were just like, yeah, I just listened to it. I'm like, screw you, bro. Screw you. I literally can't listen to music like casually anymore. I anytime I'm listening to music, it is the 2 albums we do of the week, always. Very few exceptions. Only if I'm like studying to homework, like. I don't have enough time. I have to listen to it as much as possible to fully digest the album. And this is not even close to fully digested. I feel like I could give it another 10 listens before I feel like I have adequate opinions on each song.
I have fully digested this album.
You fully digest probably first song.
No.
Off first listen.
No, I mean to the same level that you digest them. I have fully digested this album. I mean, obviously, you can go as far as like, okay, Dark Side of the Moon, you know every note in your head.
That's kind of what I like to get at.
I'm nowhere near that, but I'm definitely near a point where each song, I know what it is. Yeah, I know the track listing. I know the album.
Okay.
So, and I got to that point today.
Oh, okay.
So I got to that point today. I got to that point with Pet Sounds today as well. Even though we did that album mess. But, first time I heard it, obviously, you said it just came out. I'd never heard Danny Brown or JPEG, so I went and listened to an album by both.
You listened to JPEGMAFIA's LP?
I listened to LP.
Lol, let's go.
And I listened to Danny Brown once. Each of their albums once.
Which Danny Brown album? Atrocity Exhibition? That's like
the one that came out in 2015?
That's got to be Atrocity
2016, I think. It's like all blue on the cover.
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah, that one. Let's see if I maybe can just pull it up right now.
But
right here. Well,
I hadn't heard it. Yeah, I haven't heard
Atrocity Exhibition. Yeah, you haven't heard it.
I think you would like. I think you would like his album, JPEG's album, Veteran the most. It's probably the most glitched out, and it's the most Death Gripsican in terms of like glitchy and crazy production.
I am down to hear it. I got a pretty mad respect for JPEG after this. So.
What's the song? Oh, I don't even know. There's a bunch of crazy songs on here, but
I need to hear it maybe after this.
I need to fully listen to this. I need to fully rate this album. I've listened to it all, but I digress. So, yeah, I was fiending to listen to it. He beat me to it because he can just crunch through albums, like 5 albums a day. It takes me usually crunch through. Back before I even started doing this, like when I was going through like rating albums, it still usually took me about a day. At UPS, I'm like 5, so that's 5 hours of listening to the album straight.
Whoa, you just had it on repeat?
Yeah.
I can't do that, bro. I have to change it up or else I start hating the album more.
That's why you don't like long albums. I love long albums. They're sick. If they're good.
I like albums that are long, but I don't like the fact that they are long. Like, I wish they were shorter. I think the perfect album length is like 30 to 40 minutes.
No,
so
bro. 45 to 60.
I mean, it just helps me move on to other stuff faster.
I guess. But yeah, so yeah, I'm slow with my music indulgence. I like to really analyze and pick it apart. That's why I'm the music critic half of the duo here. And there's a lot to pick apart in this very dense, crazy album. So let's get into it.
Okay.
Album background info. Or start with the artist background.
I don't have much. There's not a lot of info. I mean, this is what I have for album. And this is what I have. I have one note for artist.
Okay.
So, Devon Hendrix, that's JPEGMAFIA.
Related to Jimi Hendrix.
For real?
No.
I was going to say. Oh, yeah. Jimi Hendrix has an X in his last name.
I don't think that's his last name, really, is it? Jimi Hendrix? It's way too sick of a name.
I think it is. Bro. That is a sick name, though.
Jimmy with the I, too?
Yeah.
Hendrix with the X? James Marshall Hendrix. Oh, no. Okay.
Born Johnny Allen Hendrix.
Yeah, but it is Hendrix with the X. That's a fire last name, bro.
For real.
Johnny
That dude's
Hendrix.
so badass.
Even Johnny Hendrix goes hard.
Yeah. Jimmy's the best, though.
Yeah. I call him Jimbo. We're close like that.
Oh, yeah? You were at his funeral?
No, we just hang.
You hang out at his gravestone?
No, he comes over.
He comes over, his corpse comes over?
No.
No, he just comes over?
Normal Jimbo.
I've never heard him to do that. I didn't think he was that type of guy, but...
Yeah, we're cool.
His buddy, or his son, or his cousin, Devon Hendrix, JPEGMAFIA, is
Which
an
is a
American.
sick rapper name, JPEG.
Yeah, it is. Is an American
Peggy.
rapper, singer, and producer from Brooklyn, New York. He's 33 and has plenty of mixtapes and 4 studio albums. There's quite a bit about their lives, but I'm not going to get too into it because they don't pertain really to the album, but they are interesting. They do have interesting backgrounds.
The dudes?
Yeah. Danny Brown is an American rapper, singer, and songwriter. So notice how Danny Brown is an American rapper, singer, and songwriter. JPEG is an American rapper, singer, and producer. So that's why he made all the, it's his music with Danny Brown on the. So both of their work rose to prominence in the 2010s. Both are known for experimental music, while JPEG's music spans kind of a wider variety of genres, according to Wikipedia. And he gets a little bit freakier in his musical style, I think.
Yeah.
So this album was likely, I couldn't find an exact date, likely recorded from early 2022 to 2023 and released on March 24th of 2023.
Happy birthday, album.
Was that today?
No?
Oh, that was yesterday.
Oh, yeah, right.
It was released on it's their first collaborative album between the two, and you just told me it's not the last.
Yeah.
This is
This is
volume
one of 3 that will come out, supposedly all in this year.
Oh my god, dude, that's gonna be sick. King Gizzard's prolific like that.
You heard the little mini documentary where it's just them making the album. There's a lot of material in there that
I only watched like the first 10 minutes.
Even in the first 10 minutes, there was.
I didn't recognize anything.
I did.
Well, I was also taking a shit, so I wasn't really paying attention. But, anyways, enough about my behavioral psychology of the bathroom.
JPEG, I just looked up. I'm just reading while you're talking because I'm not listening to you.
Fair, yeah.
He studied journalism while deployed.
No.
He studied it.
He claims that he did.
He studied it.
Okay, I studied it. That's
not officially awarded the degree. So me and him are in the same boat. We're gonna be journalist buddies. You know how many politicians he name drops throughout this album? He's like heck of political. And
isn't like the first line of the album about Elon Musk or something?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll get into some funny lines.
So it's classified as experimental.
He has an album called Black Ben Carson, even though Ben Carson is a black man.
It's classified as experimental hip hop, jazz rap, but to me it sounds like much, much more than just those two.
It's not even that jazzy. Some of the samples are jazz, but I don't think it's like a jazzy album.
Well, it does use a lot of brass and woodwind instruments
songs that have like heavy brass.
I can see a lot of samples.
There's like more like soul samples, I feel like, than
there is
jazz.
that too. So yeah, I feel like it is much, much more than that.
Yeah,
but I could see maybe half of it being closely.
And I also think
jazz.
that the glitch hop is still applicable here.
Yeah, it's much more than just those two. What does Rate Your Music describe it as?
Rate Your Music describes it as experimental, hardcore, industrial, jazz rap, trap, and glitch hop.
I agree with all those.
Trap, huh? I guess Burfict is trap.
Yeah, trap is probably I agree with the least, but yeah, I do agree with the rest.
I agree with that. Industrial, huh?
What song is really industrial? What's that? The Garbage, is it the Garbage one?
Garbage Pail Kids?
Yeah, I feel like that one's way industrial.
Yeah, that's true with the freaking metal clanking.
Yeah.
I'm going to actually add that to my list of genres on my actual slides, so don't.
Reviews range from yellow to red, centered on orange, which I feel like will change.
Rate Your Music.
Huh?
Not on Rate Your Music.
What is Rate Your Music? Well, that's critics.
The top album of the year so far.
It's only a quarter through the year.
I know, but that's a lot. That's high. It's almost a 4.
I don't know any other good albums that have come out
It's almost
this year.
a 4, bro.
That's not that.
That's a high score.
That's an orange.
I guess on Rate Your Music, bro, if things are in the 4s, it's like top 100. This is in 263rd of all time, and it barely came out.
And I think it's going to go higher.
I agree.
I said only time will tell how this album will go down in history due to it being out for less than a month by the time of this video. So, personnel. The album features JPEG on vocals and Brown on vocals. Production and mixing were done by JPEG. Mixing was also done by Jeff Ellis, who most notably worked with Frank Ocean. Mastering was done by Dale Becker, and additional vocals on track 9 included Marcus Morton, also known as Red Veil, who I have not heard his music.
He made there's a little like EP of JPEG and Red Veil collabing that came out not too long ago.
Yeah. The album has been teased for a year following the release of the single Lean Beef Patty
Which
a while back.
I just connected the dots, but I totally forgot that Lean Beef Patty is like some jacked, like TikTok chick who a lot of people we know thinks is very hot, but I'm not down.
Who do I know that thinks?
John.
Oh, was it John?
In the group chat.
God, of course it was John, bro. I love John, but that is a terrible take. The two have been on Brown's podcast. He's got a podcast.
Yeah, that's interesting. Does he talk with the voice in his podcast?
No, I don't think so. I haven't watched his podcast, but that's not his talking voice. Yeah,
like it's not his real rapping voice.
Yeah, it's like a. Well, what is? Because all of his stuff sounds like that.
Not anything.
It's like higher pitched.
Not his early stuff. He sounds like a normal. Deep
I guess the only album I other heard was this one, and
in fact, I think it'd be interesting to show you because.
Sure.
I was listening to it. It's more boom bap. Like it reminded me a lot of, once again, what's that album? 1999, which I was just playing in the car not too long ago. I love how this album cover is his grade school spelling bee picture. But let's get into it.
TiVo soups. I know sometimes you feel alone, like you against the world trying to make it on your own. So let me take away that stress. Just escape for the moment and let your problems rest.
When was it released?
This was like 2009.
Huh.
This was a while ago then.
So before he really rose to prominence, and then he started getting freaky, I guess, doing high pitch stuff.
Yeah.
So.
He got freakier as he got more popular, which is usually the opposite trajectory.
Yeah. The last thing I have on the album. Production was done entirely on a SP404 sampler. It's the exact sampler I'm somewhat familiar with, having played it. Moy has one, and he lets me play it, and that thing is badass. It's the next thing I'm going to buy. But this was he did it for a reason. He did it to emulate older production styles without a professional workstation. Samples were pulled from gospel music, Japanese commercial jingles, anime soundtracks, and no-wave music, which is a type of music that rejects the conventions of punk with more abrasive sounds and weird song structures and confrontational lyrics. Yeah. And it pulls from free jazz structures with a do-it-yourself kind of ethos, DIY ethos.
Music.
Which is awesome. And I'm so amazed that he made this whole thing on an SP404.
Yeah, that is crazy.
Those devices I did not think were that powerful, but the more I learn about them, the more I realize like you could do so much. Like you have unlimited power with that thing.
Unlimited power.
Dude, that's what it feels like. That thing
Like
is a crazy
Palpatine,
dude.
bro?
It's straight up like a $400 piece of equipment.
That's a lot.
And that is
that's not a
cheap.
lot, yeah.
That's way cheap, and like you could just do anything you wanted. Unlimited power,
I cannot
bro.
wait to review one of your albums one day. That's gonna be so sick, bro.
I just can't believe he made this album with
Wait,
that.
when you make an album though, who's gonna be my co-host? You can't rate your own album.
Yes, I can.
You're gonna rate your own album.
Why not?
That's just gonna be.
I make it for me to listen
so
to,
it's
right?
all +3s.
No, I can recognize when something I make
Not
is
one of your own
bad.
favorite songs.
Especially because over time you change personally,
Yeah,
so your
true.
music, feel like you'd be
I
like,
feel like
okay, I
Oscar
don't like
should
this as much,
co-host
but
on your album episode.
I'd be down. But like, it'd be kind of fun to talk shit or like say,
It'd be cool for you to defend why you made all those wrong choices.
yeah, it'd be interesting. But
All right, song for
yeah.
song for song.
All right, so lean beef patty.
All right, I'm just gonna talk about it. So Lean Beef Patty is a typical JPEG style track. You have like these lighthearted, braggadocious lyrics, the glitchy sample-heavy beat, which is apparently pure sample. There's like speed changes and pitch changes throughout. This beat is composed of chipmunked, chopped up vocals that are sped beyond recognition. In the middle, alongside bass drops and theatrical synths that almost sound like horns. I didn't. Yeah, they sound.
That's
like,
what I'm saying.
they give
Like
me
there's
vibes of, like, a
there's
horn,
yeah
but it's actually
there's
just
a lot of
synth.
brass and woodwind instrument vibes on this album.
The middle has a beat switch with like record scratching and like an electronic music feel. Like it's like a drum and bass type beat.
Yeah.
Before transitioning into Danny Brown, his verse. Thankfully, Danny Brown's verse is shorter in this song because I can't do it, bro.
You don't like his vocals?
Voice.
Does it ruin the songs?
It ruins
because that is a dumb reason.
Dude,
just
it's
kidding.
one of the most annoying vocals I've ever heard in my life. It's the worst sounding rap vocals I've heard since 645 AR.
I like it, and I think 645 AR is sick.
Bro.
Dude, I think even though he's being unironic, I think that is sick.
He is being unironic. He's
Yeah.
not being ironic. You know that, right? He thinks it sounds good.
Yeah, I know,
That's
and
what's
I
dumb.
think it
That's
does
what's
sound
dumb.
good.
It does not.
Dude, I think that's how he makes his music. That's who he is, and I'm okay with it, and I think it sounds good. I'd like to hear different people's takes on how they want to be, like how they are, who they are. You know what I mean?
I like to hear different people make
I don't
music.
I don't like hearing the same vocal styles.
Danny
I like
Brown's
hearing-
earlier music, bro, that voice is way better sounding.
Yeah, but then he was like, "I'm freakier than this."
sound like Waluigi.
That's literally
He does
his.
sound like Waluigi. But
That, when I made that connection, it especially ruined it. Like, I'm literally listening to Waluigi on the mic right now. The only thing that's
I
good
like
about JPEG,
anybody?
I don't
can
think Danny
sing.
Brown could have collaborated with any better artist than JPEG because he's already kind of lighthearted, doesn't take himself too seriously. Lyrics, like I said, are just kind of dumb, like silly, playful. So it adds like the fun, like carefree attitude of the album. But dude, there's just so many times where it's just like, I don't want to hear this voice. It may grow on me. I'm sure most people's first experience listening to Danny Brown's voice is like, whoa, what is that?
I was taken aback because I was like, "That's new," but I wasn't like, "That's
like
bad."
when I first
like, damn,
listened to a
that
little bit of a
sounds
Danny Brown
interesting.
song, it was the one with Kendrick on Atrocity Exhibition because I was just curious how it was gonna sound, and I heard his voice. I'm like, that's not what he sounds like, right? Please tell me that's not what he sounds like. Then I started this album like, oh no.
I don't like the stigma of like you have to do something that
I just want
sounds
it to sound
good.
Well, that's what I
You don't
like.
have.
I like my music to sound good. Actually.
So do I, but I'm okay with the experimentation of like weird
it's
sounding
it
shit.
is-
Like Revolution
yeah.
9, I think sounds good.
I don't. I think it sounds interesting. I like the samples.
Well, can you at least say Danny Brown sounds interesting?
Yeah, but in an annoying way. Alvin and the Chipmunks sound interesting, I guess.
Okay.
No, yeah, it really is the Waluigi on the mic. It's a lot.
And next up, Waluigi on the mic.
If this album had no Danny Brown and it was just like JPEG and then another JPEG verse,
I wouldn't like it as much.
I would probably like it on par with LP, if not maybe more even.
You like LP more?
Heck yeah, I like LP more. LP's
Okay.
way more sick. And like the vibes are way more cool. Way cooler. This is more like schizo.
That's why it fits with me, bro.
For real. Yeah. It's fun though. The album's fun, but I could never play any of these songs around anyone, period, except Aaron. Because like anytime
Really? You
if
hang out
someone
with the
hears
wrong
Danny
people.
Brown's
I'm just
voice,
kidding.
and like, you like this? I'm like, I'm sorry, bro. I just can't do it. Danny Brown's voice kills a lot of these songs for me.
You cracked it, bro. You drink.
I didn't do any of those things. I didn't touch that.
Yeah, but you're about to.
I'm not.
Aight. One more for me
Yeah.
then. You're lost.
Do you have any more on lean beef patty?
Nope. Oh wait, I didn't even talk about it, did I? Okay. The song has amazing production, just like the rest of the album, though it reminds me again of the convergent production styles of artists all cohering lately, but it's not bad by any means. The jazz-infused drumming in the chorus is super exciting and reaches slowly into the experimentation of hip-hop as a whole, and I think that this album is pushing the boundaries of experimental hip-hop. And I think that it will go down in history. People will look back and
Do you
recognize
think
this
this
album.
might stay as the top album of 2023?
I can't say that because I don't know what's going to come out.
You can't? You don't?
No?
Oh.
And there's 2 other versions of this though coming out apparently. So
Oh, what if this is the worst of the 3? That would go hard.
for some reason I feel like it's the best, and it just made me sad.
You don't know that? There'll at least be other songs that are as good as
What's
these.
the probability though? King Gizzard's albums always get
released
worse throughout
they
the
had to
year.
release the best material first, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like
Right.
it's probably most likely that this was,
The best of the 3.
or maybe I don't know. I really don't know, but I do think that this album will be looked back 10 years down the line the same way we look at To Pimp a Butterfly.
Heck no, bro.
Whoa, what did you think I just said?
This album will be looked back on how I look at To Pimp a Butterfly. I look at To Pimp a Butterfly as the greatest rap album of all time.
Right, I'm not saying this parallels in greatness To Pimp a Butterfly, but we
anything.
look back at To Pimp a Butterfly as that was the album of like the 2010s.
That was the
This
album of all
could
time.
very
for
well
rap.
be the 20. Sure, but this could very well be like the rap album of the 2020s.
But it's too non-serious and silly. Like music critic. Well,
I
music critics
think-
like it actually.
I think it's gonna have a retrospective appreciation.
Well, it has a current contemporary appreciation as well.
I think it's gonna go up.
All right, I guess we'll see.
I think this is a fucking musical masterpiece, bro.
Yeah, you like it way more than me. I'm just gonna tell you that right now. All right.
I mean, there's
Track two?
some throwaways on there, but
I
track
wonder
2.
if I swear to God, if one of your throwaways is my favorite song in the album, I'm gonna be way
It's
pissed.
not.
Okay, good.
I don't know that. I just said that.
Please don't be.
All right.
Steppa Pig.
Step on a pig.
You
Step on a cop. Yeah.
Hey, that was woke. This song, bro. Danny sounds particularly annoying in this song.
I noted that too. But I like it still.
It's bad, bro. But the synths sound really good in this. They're like they got like a twinkly, like rich, layered sound to them, and the samples are cool too. There's a lot of like nice, like deep bass too. That sounds great. You were talking. I'll let you describe the bass.
The kick drum.
Sure. Whatever.
Right
it is.
now?
No. JPEG does a great job of layering a lot of sound. Like I said, like
very
a chill,
texturally rich.
more low-key version of Death Grips. When JPEG starts, there's a cool beat switch up with like oriental sounding instruments.
Yeah.
Like it sounds almost Japanese to me.
Yeah. No, it does. I think it's an
right?
anime snippet again.
That's fire. Followed by deep, crunchy bass. His bass has also got a crunch to it. It's not super clean.
Yeah. It sounds
Yeah.
way sick. It sounds like a square wave type of bass or something.
I don't know what that means.
Or
but
a
it
sawtooth
sounds
wave
cool.
type of bass. I'll play one for
Lyrically-
you after. You'll see.
No, this is a huge thing for me. I said this to some other coworkers who know about JPEG. Lyrically, JPEG has never stood out to me, sadly. Like, it's always kind of silly and goofy. But I genuinely think if JPEG had lyrics that I respected, that were more serious, more poetic, more emotional, he could be like one of my favorite artists. Because I love the creativity on the beats, but the lyrics are just.
What about the Beatles?
Beatles have a lot of emotionally, lyrically impactful
That's
songs.
true, but it's never anything super conceptual.
No, yeah, but this isn't even trying. Like he's
Yeah.
just like bragging and being kind of superficial, not super not like super materialistic, which probably just comes from the fact he's a commie. But
Whoa, he's a commie?
yeah, straight commie.
I don't fuck with this guy, bro.
His first album was called like
I don't fuck with commies.
Communist Slow Jams or something.
I don't fuck with commies who live in America because that's not a real commie. I only
Such
fuck
a
with the
bad
true
take.
commies.
That's not how that works.
Fuck
but
with the Russian commies.
Russia's capitalist country too.
I fuck with the ones that are from
North
80,
Korea?
80 years old and they're all telling people
Stalinist.
the
or something?
USSR was way better.
All right.
Those are my dudes.
Those are your guys.
Those are my guys. They come over, they hang out.
Well, I have Jimmy over. You can have 80-year-old Russian men over. They probably would outdrink
It's sick
you.
though because we
You
split
know
the
they
bill
would
at the
outdrink
restaurant.
You know they would outdrink you.
That's why I hang out with them.
Anyways, like this line was kind of cool. I don't know why. It's kind of cringe at the same time. I can't tell if it's cringe or cool. It'd be cool to like a someone who really likes rap. I think it's like a hip hoppy type of line, but it's like the line is something along the lines of like, "Baby, I can't do nothing with hope. I'm gonna try Molly and Zans. There's like something about that like rapper like attitude of like F it, I'm gonna just drown my emotions in drugs. Sounds kind of cool coming from JPEG. But at the same time, if like XXX Tentacion said that, I'd probably my balls would shrivel into my freaking belly button.
That's really awesome.
I don't know. Though I think it's the way he delivers it too. And I don't know, the fact I actually respect JPEGMAFIA, but not lyrically. Which is sad.
It's fine.
Dude, a politically conscious JPEGMAFIA would be so sick. At least lyrically. Or not necessarily just politically conscious, but like if you could add the conscious hip hop genre label to his album,
Or if you could be like more poetic.
Yeah. At least more poetic. Yeah.
I don't really, like I said, lyrics aren't a huge thing for me. But they can be when they're good. But when they're bad, it's not always, doesn't ruin the song for me. But
it's starting to ruin songs less and less for me as I kind of grow.
I mean, I'm just like, all right, I don't
like,
take whatever this guy says seriously. But whatever's in his mind that he's like doing with
I don't
the
think
sounds,
JPEG really
that's
cares
just
about his
crazy.
lyrics either. Which is fine, I guess.
Danny Brown probably doesn't either because nobody wants to listen to him talk.
We've got a whole podcast, so apparently someone wants to listen to him talk.
I guess that's
He
true,
should be
huh?
our main competitor. Let's make sure we beat Danny Brown's podcast.
How would I just kick his ass instead? I'm just kidding.
He's like 48, so you probably could.
Old ass.
Yeah, stupid. Dino. All right. Scaring the Hose?
Scaring the hose.
Scaring the Hose starts off with clapping. Or
It's
it could
like
also
it's
be
like
masturbating.
rhythmic. Could also be fucking.
Yeah. All right. Scaring the Hose. Stop. Scaring the House.
This is a funny. I like the lyrics on this song. Turn this shit off. It's weird or some shit.
Yeah, it's pretty much just like, yeah.
I've been in that situation so many times. In fact, it was just last peak season. The last time it happened, like 2 months ago. What's her name? Haley, the ginger.
Oh no!
On
What
Night
were
Sword?
you playing?
I was playing Black Dice. Or no, I was playing a guy in Black Dice started another project. It's Eric
Probably even
Copeland's
weirder,
brother.
huh?
It's about the same. And
Okay.
I was playing that, and she was like, "Is this your music?" I was like, "Yeah, this shit's sick." And she just like walked away. I was like, all right.
You were scaring the Hose. That's what the point of this album is. I
Perfect.
think.
Get the hell out of here.
All right. Let me read what. It's not even long. We've just been sidetracking.
It's fun.
Yeah. The jazz. So it's that clapping and then these jazzy horns that play way like bad, but like on purpose.
That's what I'm saying. That kind
like-
of production is way sick.
Like where you know. How
Well,
like,
also that's just a jazz thing.
you know how like for the sponge heads out there, you know, like Squidward when he plays a clarinet, how he like squeals it and like makes it sound all like high pitched and bad, like he misses the notes. It sounds like that. Squidward, they got Squidward on the track.
Oh.
Yeah.
Hey, what's up,
it's pretty
Squid, fool?
abrasive sounding, to be honest. But yeah, that's the beat that JPEG and Danny take turns with rapping over. After that, it goes into like a rock sounding sample with like the heavy distorted rock, guitar and like pretty like thunderous, like loud drums. And then like these like punk, like screaming vocals. I bet that's the no wave.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure.
There's like way like unintelligible like punk screaming that it also sounds distorted. The chorus delivered by JPEG sounds way sick over the drums, but once again, Danny's inflection, bro, his voice sounds wild. Stop scaring the house.
I love that. I love that,
It's so weird, bro. I can't do it. No, every single one of these songs.
It's that's because you're a hoe and he's scaring you, bro.
Dang, you're right.
Just
It
kidding.
scared me away. Dang.
Stop scaring the house.
You'd be definitely a fun guy to hang with, though. I definitely.
For real,
get vibe.
that video looked way funny. Like they were having a good ass
Yeah,
time.
for real. What do you have on scaring the house?
I don't think much. I mean, okay, maybe I do. This song is like a comical take on the whole weird music doctrine. Yeah, I mean, we've already really talked about that. The jazz elements, again, make this song what it is, and the lyrics really do take a jab at like the obnoxious conventions of party music, or like trying to legitimize music in some way as like something that like some music is not legit, is not as legit.
It's too weird to be
I'm like, what?
acceptable.
Like that makes no sense to me. But in my opinion, that can be some of the most boring music.
Is what?
like that the attempt to legitimize this certain kind of music as like being like acceptable socially.
To make weird music cool?
No, the attempt to like make not weird music like the,
absolutely, that's the most boring music.
Yeah.
That's Drake.
But the last thing this song is boring.
For real. I'd rather listen to Danny Brown's Waluigi voice over Drake freaking crying on the mic any day, bro. Whining, not crying, whining.
You seen the video where some dude at like a party grabs like his wrist by the watch, like right on his watch, and Drake he looks at him, he's like, what the fuck, bro? Like just grabs his watch. Doesn't try to take it, just grabs his wrist and then lets go, and he's like,
that would be so weird. Like you go up to a stranger, just like and you just let go.
I think it was his buddy or something, but like he looked he looked sad.
He's probably gonna cry another song about it after. All right. Garbage Pail Kids. Sonically Crazy.
That is a funny name.
You know what those are, right?
No?
Oh, there's not a thing in Canada? The Garbage Pail Kids collectible cards? Like the trading cards? Yo!
I thought it was just a jab at like kids that look like super white. Garbage Pail Kids. I was like, that's so funny. I'm white as shit too. I should probably never wear shorts on this show.
Garbage Pail Kids.
Dude, that sounds so funny.
Kids are garbage. Oh wait. In the song, it is they do change
PALE.
Yeah. In the actual trading card.
Yeah,
it's
I saw that. That's interesting.
So these are essentially like the gist of it is like the little sticker trading cards, where it's just like ugly and like deformed and grotesque looking children with like
whoa,
catchy
that
names.
sounds sick, bro. I'm trying to collect them all.
like some nasty looking kids.
What? Yeah. Bro, that looks so sick. These were just a thing,
80s,
bro.
yeah,
What?
80s and 90s. Yeah.
Call me a kid, bro. But these are fucking awesome.
Disgusting. They had some that were like based on
bro,
like
this is like a crazy
too.
like art style though.
Yeah, dude. These guys also made wacky packages, which
this is probably like my favorite art style I've ever seen, like visually.
Yo.
Dude, that's so sick.
Yeah, that's Garbage Pail Kids. My mom has like OG Garbage Pail Kids that I bet are valuable now.
Damn.
Yeah, bro. It explains why she's Peeping Tom.
What? He's got eyes everywhere? That's fucking crazy. He's got a microscope too and a telescope.
Yeah, bro. That's right, Garbage Pail Kids. But back to the actual song.
God.
That's visceral, dude.
I like shit that makes you like turn your stomach and shit. So.
Yeah. Kids nowadays are too soft for this. They'd look at it and go cry.
No, it's true. I'm just kidding.
Speaking of soft,
this song makes me.
Yeah, the song's not soft actually, so that's not a good transition. It starts off with a Japanese commercial. Mm-hmm. Like a video game commercial or something, before the beat composed of like a clanking. Bing, bing, bing.
It sounds like mortar and pestle. It sounds like
a hammer hitting an anvil, like in a cartoon.
You ever seen like chemistry when they have like those ceramic bowls and like a little pestle or mortar thing that they're like trying to break up compounds, and then you hear like clanking. That's what it sounds like. That's what it sounds like to me.
Well, it's that clanking, and then bass, like this, like muddy. Yeah, it really does sound like.
God, that's gonna sound bad on the mic.
Yeah, it's just that. It's crazy. Yeah. Oh, and kids talking. Like I don't know what they're saying, but it's like kids talking over top. Well, it makes sense.
Garbage Pail Kids.
Yeah, looped over and over, and then the beat switches up. Well, of course, there's rapping over that beat. Yeah. The beat switches
up into
with like loud, distorted, like melancholy sounding guitars at 2:18 that I'm definitely gonna play because that part sounds way freaking sick. And then it transitions into Peggy's half, which sounds so much better than Danny Brown's half, bro.
A lot of these songs come in halves.
Yeah, it's usually like one guy gets the intro half,
but it's not like just the vocal. Half. It's like they like halfway through they do kind of switch up the whole song.
JPEG's cool like that.
I don't know if that's something to be proud of, but it's just,
Another thing for
doubles the amount of
another
sound,
thing for
so it's
music
sick.
AI to do is
erase the first half. And,
no, just
Oh.
redub it with JPEG singing the first half
Oh.
and replace Danny Brown's. That was
Do it
pretty
on,
good, actually. Ute.
Yeah.
Yeah, that part's sick.
Yeah,
bro.
I don't know how you get guitar out of that though. I could see it being a guitar, but to me it sounds like
It's definitely. I feel like that's definitely like no wave, like crazy distorted, punky.
it could very well be, but it also sounds to me like a jazz distorted
That's just
jazz.
way distorted.
Yeah.
I guess
Which
I've
you
never
can
heard
do with the
super
SP404.
distorted-
You can distort the shit
Yeah, I
out
guess
of
I've
whatever
never
the
heard
fuck,
like
bro.
mega distorted
And,
jazz
like,
before.
Yeah, it sounds like that's why I'm saying I get a lot of this out of this album. I get like like brass and woodwind instruments.
Yeah, I added jazz rap to the list of genres of this album because I guess it really does have that. Yeah, you can be right sometimes. See, you're at about 1.5 beer bugle right now, right?
Oh, you're right. Fuck, I gotta hurry.
Yeah, this is when he gets smart. Then he gets dumber as he keeps going. Is that all you have for Garbage Pail,
Law of
kids?
diminishing return. Yeah. Wait, I didn't even say anything, did I? I don't really want to. I just say it off the dome.
No, you said it.
Oh no. Okay, so all I wrote was like, this is like I analyzed my emotions, right? So I'm like, God, the drumming on this production is insane. Nothing but awe for the drums on this song. Crazy, insane, wacky sound, but so neat. The accompanying jazziness of the chorus with the drums is so badass.
Yeah. The song would be so good without the Danny Brown.
I'm not bothered by that.
Because his voice is
I win.
particularly annoying.
I'm
in
just
this.
kidding.
I
win.
wish I liked it. I really do. I really, 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 really do. Because this album would be so fun if it weren't for me getting kind of shriveled from Danny Brown. All right. The most
I get
off the
shriveled from your
wall.
voice, so.
Most off the wall. I'm gonna be like a whole the most off the wall song.
I think this is the worst song on the album.
Huh. I'm surprised by the fact that you think it's the worst song on the album because it's, I think, the most eclectic and absurd.
Well, I don't think I'm okay with the vocal samples. No, that's not. I mean, that part is kind of
Annoying.
cringe too, but I don't know. It's like
this
it's
song's too
almost
much for
close. It's almost too close to like dubstep. I get like there's something
Like
that's
JPEG would punch
activating
you
in
for
my
saying
brain.
that.
There's something activating in my brain that activates to this song, and it also activates when I hear dubstep.
Maybe it's the arcadey sounding samples. Like it doesn't even sound
I
like.
think it has to do with the vocal samples.
Oh, like the chipmunked nature of them. But you listen to
Kind
plenty of music
of.
that's chipmunked.
I don't know.
I'm gonna just be
can't put
clear.
my
I
finger on it.
generally always dislike chipmunked vocals. I've grown way more accustomed to them as of late, but they never are preferred ever.
I'm okay with them if done good.
I don't. Yeah, it's not easy to do well, I guess. But yeah, this song has like arcadey like sounds. I don't know. Like think of like an '80s arcade game. How it's like the beeps, like like the boopy beeps. I don't know necessarily how to describe the tone of arcadey.
I know what you mean.
But people should know what I mean.
Notorious
like,
for making those sounds,
right,
like R2D2.
Maybe he's
Close.
a little too high pitched.
Yeah, I mean you can turn down the pitch, but synths can easily make all that kind of noise.
Yeah, I was wondering if it was a synth, but I digress. It's that, and then chopped up microscopic pieces. I'm pretty sure all of it is Milkshake by who the heck made that freaking song? Fergie or whatever.
Oh jeez, yeah, that's an old ass.
Milkshake brings on the butt in the art. No, Kellis. I've never heard of this
don't even know
person
who that
in my
is
life. Yeah. Yeah, but it sounds goofy, especially towards the end where they kind of like chipmunk and speed up that whole like chorus of my milkshake brings on the butt in the art. Sounds really
Especially-
wonky.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, like crazy. There's like drum and bass. Oh yeah, the beat switches up to a drum and bass section. That might be where you're getting the dubstep because there's like
Yeah.
electronic drum and bass.
Yeah.
So it's like arcade. It's like if you went to the arcade, then you had like a techno artist doing his thing there, instead of like a guy playing a guitar in the subway, it's a techno guy playing, music in the arcade, and then Kellis is singing Milkshake as well. Just in the
I like the
corner.
clash, but I don't like the
That
song.
was the most absurd, insane imagery ever. Oh, and don't forget Waluigi's there.
Yeah.
No, this song's a bit much for me. The name is kind of wild though. Fentanyl Testers.
Yeah.
So dumb. JPEG's lyrics are crazy.
It really kills a lot of the momentum.
That
But
song?
luckily it picks right back up, so
Yeah, it does, bro. Yeah, it does. All right, Burfict.
Barfict.
Got him.
This song sucks, bro.
You serious?
No, this song's good.
Okay, I was
love
about
the
to say this is like one of
This
the
song's
best
pretty
songs on the whole album.
This song's pretty sick.
Yeah, this
Again,
is like
with
a
the brass
very
woodwind
arena.
stuff.
This doesn't give me jazz vibes. It gives me like arena, like stadium music vibes, like marching band, like at a pre-game,
yeah.
making like
I
before
agree.
before a football game or
Yeah,
something.
I agree.
Yeah, it's got like these trumpets.
It's
and
like a culmination
marching
to
band
some
sounding deep
event
drums,
that's
like,
epic.
boom.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good way. It's like kind of epic, yeah. And then it adds like a freaking sick sounding trap beat and bass over top the marching band alongside Peggy's vocals, which kind of scat like he does that a lot. And he adds like an echo to it, like a fade out, not an echo. It's like a, what is it called when you like yell in a canyon and it like bounces back to you? That is an echo.
Yeah, but
opposed to
the
reverb.
musical term would be like a delay.
There we go. Yeah. That's the word I was looking for. Yeah, it has a delay over top and sounds sick. I like his like scat. Like, I hate the term that the term is scatting, but I like his vocal scatting. I don't like his actual scat.
Whoa. What is vocal scatting?
Like in jazz, when you go, but it like skibbity doop bop boop, that's all scat.
I thought that was blues.
That's
What do
jazz.
they do it in blues? Like,
You sure?
it's called like, from what I heard, like the Black Keys do it a bunch. It's like blues. It's just like, I don't know. I
Blues
can't
is
remember.
usually too depressed to have that type of energy.
I can't remember, dude. It was years ago, but it was. I know what you mean.
It's
I know
scat.
what you mean.
Yeah, I like.
That sounds like a more proper term than the term that I'm thinking of sounds like a more
dumb term.
cultural term instead of technical term.
Yeah, Danny's voice is weird and nasally as always, but his inflection isn't nearly as bad on this song.
I wonder if I think it's just as bad. I wonder if like the mixing just covers it up with like
Maybe
the other sounds.
Maybe, yeah. The song peaks energy when JPEG gets on and he just starts shouting his lines. And there's like this crescendo, like all the horns and drums go off like all at once for a few seconds. It's super grandiose. And then it switches back to like the normal beat with JPEG starting to rap over it.
Yeah.
Sounds way sick, bro. There's some way funny lines on this one too that I like. There's something like making a reference to like some like cringe crypto bro and sending him up to the moon because there's like a moon. What was it called? Safe Moon. It was a huge crypto scam that YouTubers were pushing. Yeah, and then it crashed. So sending him up to the moon means putting him in the ground, like pretty much, because Safe Moon, that was horrible. Let's buy like 1,000 Safe Moon. It'd probably cost like a millionth of a penny.
Crypto junkies are pretty cringe.
Yeah. And I also like the line coming from Peggy, who's a freaking commie. I feel like Trump when I step in the booth. So sick. Dripping like Rudy. You know how I do? Rudy Giuliani's his lawyer. He's like
It's
dropped.
who's lawyer?
Trump's.
JPEG's?
No, Trump's lawyers.
Oh, yeah?
Giuliani. Yeah. He was like speakers at like all of Trump's events. It's just funny that like Peggy like just name drops all these like old white politicians in his like rap music.
That is kind of sick.
Yeah, JFX's a quirky dude. He'd probably be fun to talk to for sure. Do you have anything on Burfict other than what you said?
No. I think if I were to say what I said that I wrote, I think it would ruin what I said before.
All right.
In terms of putting it in a less concise and elegant way.
All right, cool.
I just said the production is really good again, so
Happy to hear that. All right, this track title is
I just know it's track 7. I don't know names.
track 7.
Shut your bitch ass up. Muddy Waters.
Yes, sir.
Dude, that's a funny name because me and Maury and Sal and John, we went on a Yellowstone trip in 2019, and pretty much the whole trip camping, we just kept saying like, man, shut your bitch ass up, or like the whole trip, shut your fat ass up. Like every time one of us spoke, it was just that. Somebody said that, and then when they Venmo'd me when I got back for like expenses for some stuff, every single one of them, coincidentally, for their Venmo description, it was like, shut your bitch ass up, you're built like a 2x4, and like, man, shut your ass up or some shit. I have a picture I'll have to show you eventually, but.
Sick. Yeah, this song.
I like the name so much.
Starts off with a woman loudly arguing over beats made up of a chopped soundbite of a guy going, whoa! Yeah, pretty much that. There's also like higher pitched like techno style synths. It's like very much like electronic sounding almost. All while the woman occasionally comes in and like yells and then comes out. Just like kind of like snippets of it in and out. Presumably, if the song is trying to tell some sort of narrative, it's like the woman's yelling at Danny, who's like rapping back at her.
Yeah.
That's the first half. As you can see, there's a slash in the title, which means the second half, which is totally different, is the Muddy Waters half, which slows and tweaks the beat a bit.
It's so sick.
Takes the woman part out, and it has Peggy on the mic, which is always a relief. I'm always excited for the Peggy parts, which is also a way sick like nickname. Going by Peggy as your rap like nickname. That's like the ugliest female name, or like
but it's that chick from King of the Hill.
Yeah, the most annoying character on the whole show.
I like her.
You like Peggy?
Peggy's way sick, bro. She hella like checks all the boys and makes sure that they're all like not getting into too over their heads.
She's a Spanish teacher and she has the widest accent.
Yeah,
she always thinks she's like way smart and cool.
I like Peggy.
All right.
God, you just ruined it.
The beat continues to evolve with sped up chipmunked vocals coming in and out during certain voices. Wild as always. Wild as always. Yo!
All just coincidentally, bro.
Let's go. You built like a 2x4. You are kind of built like a 2x4.
I'm built more like a 4x6.
Maybe a 2x6.
Oh, God. You better cut somebody in half with one of those.
What is your thoughts on this song? You didn't really say much.
I think it's one of the worst songs.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I agree.
Worst songs on the album, but...
I do figure eights.
Danny Brown is always sounding particularly annoying on this one. I feel like I keep saying he sounds particularly annoying in every song, but there's always like a part of it like, oh, that's like especially bad.
Oh, God. Oh, God, turn it off. Like that.
It's more like a...
Yikes.
Okay. All right. The Holy Trinity.
The best song on the album.
Orange Juice Jones. Not the best song on the album, but definitely second or third place. This song's freaking sick, and the sample is way good.
We'll get into it.
The sample is my favorite sample,
I
think, of the album.
That is my favorite sample of the album.
Have you heard the
that's
actual
what makes
song?
The song? No.
Do you know what it is?
No.
Michael Jackson.
I was going to say, you said that earlier.
Michael Jackson.
I was going to say, it sounds
Michael
way
Jackson
good.
as a little kid.
And
the song's Dear
like
Michael. It sounds really pretty. It's a really cool sample. Of course, Danny sounds a little goober over the track, but the slightly slowed down Dear Michael sounds awesome. So it's a really pretty song, despite literally Waluigi rapping. I also like, once again, JPEG with his it sounds sick the way he produces it and makes it like a delay. Like it sounds way hype. It sounds way hype. Super sick. Crazy to think like a wholesome little cute. I listened to the original song. It's very wholesome. It's talking about like a Michael Jackson fan who's like his age because he was like 12 when he made this song. He's like having a crush on him and he has a crush on her. It's all cute. And like imagine 40 years later you're dead and Danny Brown is rapping over your music. The most weird. Danny Brown feels like the freaking what's his face of Eric Andre of rap. and just eccentricity and weirdness.
Oh, he feels like the air. I thought you were saying somebody associated with Eric Andre, but I see what you mean. Yeah. Eric Andre's sick.
Yeah, he's way sick. He should make a rap album. That would go crazy.
I bet he has, bro.
Why? Because he's black? You're gonna racially stereotype?
I didn't even make that connection. You did.
Wow, bro, that's crazy that you'd say that.
No, I'm just saying he's done enough crazy shit. There's no way he hasn't made like an album. Like Elon Musk has made an album.
No, he has not.
He has. It's on SoundCloud.
Oh, the electronic album,
Yeah.
huh? Bro.
I don't know how much of that he made. I'm sure he was just fucking around, but
You know Jordan Peterson made a rock song?
for real?
It's
did
like
not
sounds
wanna
like The
hear that,
Wall,
bro.
bro. It sounds like The Wall.
Yeah, of course it does.
But with Jordan Peterson's vocals, dude.
Oh my god.
And you still respect that tune. Anyways.
I respect some of what that guy, but I don't want to hear him make music. When was it? When was the music
Last
made?
year or this year?
Okay, yeah, that's definitely gonna be terrible.
He's definitely lost his mind in these past. Not that I ever respected him, but he's definitely went off the rails as of late.
Well, there's a thing that's like when you start becoming obsessed with yourself when you're on like a platform. And I think that's what's happening. I forget the term. There's a whole psychological term, but when you're getting attention and you start obsessing over the image of yourself, even though that might not really be you, I think that's really occurring. But
Making him lose it.
yeah.
It's like the throne. Like, is it like when you have the power, then you kind of go crazy?
No, it's idolizing this person that has the power. Like it's you, but I don't know. Because you always think of yourself differently than the way other people always view you, right?
Yeah,
I mean, that's just a
probably think of
psychological
myself slightly worse than
paradigm,
the average
right?
person thinks of me.
Well, I'm just saying, like, everybody thinks their image of themselves is different than what everybody else's image of them is. And so when you're on the platform, everybody else sees you as this person, but you might be somebody slightly different. And so he is kind of seeing this person that he's really not. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And he's kind of absorbed by it. Are you looking it up?
No, I'm not really listening.
Oh, okay. What are you looking up?
I'm trying to figure out what that throne figure speech is. It's not about like if you get like the throne, like the crown or something, like makes you go crazy, like kings, whatever.
Yeah, we both don't know what we're talking about right now.
GPT didn't know either, so whatever. All right, what are we even talking about? Orange Juice Jones. The song's sick.
We were talking about Jordan Peterson's rock song. But Orange Juice Jones is way sick, yeah.
Yeah, I like. Oh God, one thing that it hurts this song is when JPEG isn't going, yeah, or whatever like sound he makes. He does different ones. Dude, Danny Brown's equivalent is really bad. It's like literally Waluigi. He's like, like literally that noise, bro.
Just did the spin from the banana in Mario Kart or something.
Danny Brown is literally Black Luigi or Black Waluigi.
Same person, dude. All Italians are the same. I'm just kidding.
Benito Mussolini and Anthony
How can they actually be
Fantano's
Italian though?
bro.
How can they
Doesn't that
actually be
say a lot?
Italian though? They're like in a fantasy world. Italian is like a real.
They were born in Italy.
Oh yeah, I guess they got that kind of the Italian accent, but come on, dude, that's not.
It's a me.
That's not even Italian. That's just straight Mario. We should just start calling Italians Mario. Mario didn't come from Italians. Italians came from Mario.
Facts, bro. And Mario was invented by Japan, so Italians are actually Japanese.
Oh,
Dang,
that's a
crazy.
plot twist for sure. That's a heavy one too, dude. That one I'm gonna have to sleep on.
Yeah, so anyways, his freaking nasally weird noises, his scat. I don't like Danny Brown's scat.
Scatology?
Yeah, sure. It's scatting. It's just called scatting.
Scatting. Okay.
Yeah.
I thought you said scatology.
No, I don't
Study
like
of
the scatting.
shit.
But the parts are short enough to tolerate. I mean, it's literally just a second of him going, so it's fine. Peggy's section is greatly looked forward to because this song is not very Peggy centric. He's only in like the last fourth of the song, I'd say.
That's fine.
Which is a bummer. I greatly look forward to when his part comes on. It sounds much better. His flow goes way harder. At 155, I love the line, "On the black Marjorie Taylor Greene."
Who's that?
Marjorie Taylor Greene is like the most absurd of the MAGA Trumpy politicians. She's like some like white crazy Southern girl who like walks around with like an AR-15 like in a rednecky way and like pretends to hunt and be cool and like drive lifted trucks when she's like a rich white girl from the suburbs. She's the cringiest of the cringe. Like
that description is very funny.
She's all into like the election conspiracy and QAnon and
conspiracies are kind of sick.
She's like a Facebook mom.
Your life
she's like
to
a Facebook mom who would comment on like Fox 13 article like posts, but then she got into into politics. Like she's a politician.
Does she hold a political position?
Yes.
Damn.
Yes. I'm the black Marjorie Taylor Greene. Which is so funny. Once again, he's a communist. So what does that even mean? This woman is described as looking like a Titan from Attack on Titans. Have you seen that show?
I've seen snippets of it.
Tell me what you think about her looking like a Titan.
I don't think she looks like it. Well, okay. From the episode that I think I saw, yeah, I could see it.
Let's see, like redneck. I want to see her like with a shotgun or something. No, it's just her yelling and being disruptive. Yeah, here's her with a Humvee. And like, you're not that guy, pal. She's so fake and so cringe. She's like what's the term like that corporations do during Pride Month?
I know what you're talking about. Virtue signaling?
She's virtue signaling to rednecks.
More power to you.
Look at this censored mask. She's literally holding power, bro. It's so cringe. Anyways, enough about the white Marjorie Taylor Greene. That's not even her name. He just mispronounces it, which is even silly. Peggy, just like name dropping random politicians. It's just so funny. Like you don't see that. And they're all like old white people too. Like imagine Marjorie Taylor Greene listening to this song. That is so sick.
Dude.
Or Rudy Giuliani.
I'll have to tell you an idea that I came up with later.
Man. Listening to Burfict, that would go crazy hard. Tell me now.
What? Has nothing to do with the video.
Then don't tell me ever.
Okay. I'm tired of talking, so I'm okay to never talk again.
This is the best song on the album.
It's up there for sure.
This is the best song on the
It's
album
up there for
by
sure.
far. I think the sample is beautiful, bro. Beautiful.
It's not as good as Orange Juice Jones.
That's an amazing sample too. But this is the most like emotional for me, like sonically. It
Sure.
The lyrics
a good
are
song.
good, bro. The lyrics are good. Oh.
It's a good song for sure.
But yeah, dude, you get like this, like it's like an old anime song. I don't know if it's like the opening theme song or whatever, but just sounds so good with like JPEG's rap flair added to it. His
I like
experimentalism.
the spatial illusion too. That like when the drumming comes in, like I don't know, it seems very spacious.
I love it's atmospheric.
Yeah.
I love it. Like I remember, oh man, when the weather was good. God, I hate this godforsaken state, bro. We had 2 days of sun, then it starts to snow again. It's April 14th, bro.
It's fine.
I'm losing it. I've been losing it.
Relax.
I can't do the snow anymore, bro. I can't. But anyways, 2 days ago when it was like 80 degrees, okay?
There was no
80
leaves on the
degrees.
trees. It didn't look nice outside.
I mean,
it was
it
kind of
beautiful.
sunny, but
like, I wanted to cry. I opened the door and it felt good. I wanted to cry.
yeah, it was
amazing.
good. But come on,
But
it
yeah,
doesn't look
this
all
song
lush.
played like the first few seconds of it played when I walked out. I'm like, oh, springtime.
For real, I could see that sounds like a pretty cathartic moment right there.
Yeah,
You walk
that is a
outside
term
and
for
it's like,
catharsis. Yeah, bro.
Yeah.
And like the cool thing, like, okay, whatever. Utah sucks. Anyways, I like how Peggy waits to like add the beat drop until like mid-verse.
I know, dude. It's
Like
way
it's not
sick.
like it doesn't start with the verse, which it almost always does in every rap song ever unanimously.
Yeah.
But it's like halfway into
No,
a
it's
word, he'll
perfect.
just cut it in.
It's way good,
It sounds
yeah.
way sick delayed like that. It sounds freaking awesome. The beat over top of the sample, which already sounds beautiful, is so good, bro.
I don't know what he does to make
Fire.
it feel atmospheric. It's got to be.
Reverb washed out.
It doesn't sound like super reverbed. It's got to be something that originally occurred with the sample recording of
The
the
sample
sample.
is very pretty and like spacious.
Well, no. I mean, the beat itself was a sample too. Everything was a sample. So
True.
I'm saying like with the mixture of the samples, like something with the samples, there had to be when they actually recorded the actual song, something they did with the recording and the like acoustics of the room or something. Like it just because I don't
fire.
really hear a reverb, but it sounds so spacious still.
Which is beautiful.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah, it's the best song.
Also, I might just sound like an idiot if there is reverb.
This song starts with Peggy too, which is a godsend, bro. Because I can like throw the song on and get into it instead of throw the song on here.
No, they did that on purpose. This song
It's too pretty for Daniel.
is conducive to like, yeah. I mean, yeah. Danny kind of, it's weird, but this song was like, all right, let's not be super weird. Let's
It's way more
be
pretty.
artistic.
Yeah. I like how he like chops
Or,
and
yeah,
tweaks
pretty.
the sample too, like the
Yeah.
like the echo or not
Yeah.
echo. What is it? I guess
Delay.
just chopped it and repeated it.
Yeah, I mean, it could just be a
Chopped and
short.
screwed. Yeah, that sounds super sick, dude. It's a beautiful sample. It's so creative. You have to be really creative to like find just obscure little sound bites like that. And
Yeah,
think,
I don't
I'm
know
gonna
how
make a
they
whole
mixed
song like
this.
So sick. I respect JPEG's instrumental prowess a lot.
No,
Brown's section is the same story as before sonically, but a little worse since his voice is kind of smelly.
dude, why is it we use every other sense to describe a sound? Like, it sounds crunchy, or it sounds fuzzy, or it sounds
Yeah,
smelly,
true,
or it
that's all.
sounds. But we don't have any sounds to describe anything else.
We don't have words that are purely just
Yeah.
for sound. Because
It's all
there's sound effects to crunch, like, and there's sound effects to fuzzy, like when you rub fur, right?
No, that's not how fuzzy sounds.
True though, huh? Yeah, it's not how fuzzy sounds.
But like
But
the Kinks, I say sound super crunchy, but that's not also like a sound. Like it's not like distorted. It's just like
how do you
know.
spell? Someone needs to write in the comments. How do you spell this word or sound effect? I've been trying to figure that out for years, bro. The best I got is H-A-U-G-H. No, H-A-U-G-H-M-P.
yeah, I don't know. You gotta ask a
Drop a
linguist.
comment down below.
Ask a linguist. They would know.
They're
They
so
would hella
smart and
know.
cool. All right.
That's not okay.
Well, maybe I'm biased as the English major.
No, linguistics is. If I weren't a physicist, I'd be a linguist. But English and
Maybe you'd actually be
linguistics
able to
is
describe
different.
your feelings.
No, English and
Loser.
linguistics is different.
I don't care. Red Veil. There's
'Cause you're
three.
too
There's
dumb to
three
care.
verses on the track too, and the third one is Red Veil, who
Yeah.
ends the track.
I
and he
think that's the
sounds
part
totally
that
good.
kills it.
He sounds fine. He sounds better than Danny Brown.
It's just unexpected.
Yeah, I mean most rap albums have a feature.
Why?
I don't know.
What?
It's just
Who
always
made
been a
that
thing.
rule?
I don't know, but that's kind of just always been a thing. Yeah, I actually think his verses might even be the best verse of the song in terms of flow and delivery. I like it. It might also be because like there's a climactic build up to his verse. That sounds way sick, bro. This song is amazing. This song's awesome. If the lyrics were good on this song, bro, what if? It's fine though.
If only we had AI.
You can't have AI write like meaningful lyrics. It's got to come from a place, not from a freaking algorithm.
I have full faith in AI's ability to do and automate everything that humans do at some point.
I'll wait for AI to become sentient and then they can write stuff because then like
If they aren't already.
GPT.
on. I'm just kidding. They're not.
That probably wasn't funny from here, but it was funny from my point of view because his face was like right here. He was like all like bug-eyed. All right.
God loves me. He likes you.
God needs to love you more so you can feel some love in you.
Oh,
Ain't
you're
no
so
one else
right,
loving
dude.
you.
You're so right.
All right.
I mean,
God Loves You continues the trio of great songs. I'm not saying these three are the best three songs, but it is the best section of the album for sure. If Burfict...
oh, dude, it's...
oh, wait, Burfict is right... or no. Dude, if Burfict swapped place with Muddy Waters, then it would be like all the best songs back to back to back to back. Except there's a couple exceptions. I like track one. Anyways, we'll keep going. There's a couple more exceptions. Whatever. God Loves You. The sample is like obviously like a black church choir, like a gospel choir, going hard and singing their hearts out, as they do. And we love that for them. Until a JPEG, super JPEG-y beat gets added over top with another crunchy bass drop. Ooh, that was an extra crunchy one.
That was trying
That's
too
top
hard.
crunch.
No, that was too hard.
All right, you're right. Brown
You,
doesn't
bit your own
sound...
tongue off.
No, he does. I don't know why I wrote that. I was going to say Brown doesn't sound too annoying in this track, but no, he does. The only track where he doesn't sound too annoying
Is
is...
Burfict.
Yeah, he sounds okay in Burfict, but I would also think Kingdom Heart Keys' verse is okay. I think maybe it was also mixed quieter or whatever.
I understand.
But his lyrics are kind of dumb, like way dumb and cringe. I'm sure some people think it's funny, but like to me it's just kind of lame. It's like, I don't know. I hate... Okay, basically the lyrics are for Brown's verses are just him like making biblical metaphors about having sex, or like eating her apple bottom, like Eve and the Adam of Eve, and like the snake, like
That's sick.
Satan.
That's poetic. Nothing has to be like meaningful,
I don't
but
know.
like
I just always find,
creatively
like...
poetic is like interesting.
And this goes for any and all religions, but I just find like the unnecessary like disrespect of religions to just be kind of cringe. Like
I
it's
see
obviously
that
kind of
too. I
sacrilegious,
see that
so
too.
it's
But
like,
I'm talking
just
more
leave people
generally, like
alone,
not just
bro.
this song.
I just find it cringy,
It is. It is weird.
especially over like, I don't know where the sample comes from, but if it's like a real like church sample where they're like actually praising the Lord, and then he's just gonna make all these like
Y'all need God, bro.
disrespectful quotes or
Y'all
like
need God.
lyrics. I don't know. I don't mess with that. But JPEG's verse is a sweet relief, and even it's even lyrically better. Which JPEG, I never compliment his lyrics, but in comparison, it's better just because it's more mids. God, if JPEG's lyrics were good, bro. What if he has like a Marvin Gaye moment where just one album he's like inclined to like just
I
go
don't
deep.
want that.
I want
I
that
like
so
the
hard,
poetic
bro.
freedom that you have without being tied to any ideology or doctrine. Like you can say whatever. You can. I don't know. You could put all kinds of words in different orders that nobody's done that will sound just insane.
Dude, JPEG getting like, because he's obviously politically passionate, so imagine if like something happens that goes down that makes him want to make like a politically conscious album.
Should I kill his family?
Oh, that'd be so sick. No, but your brother should, because then that would be more like representative of...
Okay.
Yeah. Run the Jewels. I think the shortest track, right? It's like 1 minute and 4 seconds or something.
I'm supposed to research the timing of songs.
I just thought better of you. Anyways.
Well, stop doing that because you're going to be disappointed every time.
Yeah. Your
Don't
parents
fucking
weren't that long ago.
pigeonhole me into high standards, bro. I'm just kidding.
What if I pigeonhole you into being alcoholic, then would you stop drinking?
No.
You accept that title?
That is the only title I can possibly accept. That is all I am. Of course I accept that title. I'm nothing more than an alcoholic. And I've accepted that back when I was 7 years old. So.
Oh my God. All right. I'm sorry.
I'm cool.
You can't die too young though, because I need a co-host. At least make it to 50.
No.
50, bro. 50. Come on.
49.
49 in 1 month.
49 in 2 months.
All right.
Deal.
So Run the Jewels. Another jazz. This is like the jazziest song on the album, I'd say. In terms
The
of
intro
sample.
reminds me of the Grand Theft Auto 5 intro when that song comes on.
Are you talking about the You Think You Know Me?
No, when you walk, when you finish the
Yeah. Something like that.
It's like
Yeah, that's like original GTA soundtrack stuff. That wasn't like the actual song.
It reminds me of
sick,
that.
Really, for me, it reminds me of like big band, like 1930s. Like the tone of horn used in this, I believe it's a trumpet, is the type of horn used in like pre-1950s music. So it has a more high-pitched screech sound to it. Instead of like smooth, like a smooth sound, it's kind of more tinny and loud. Yeah, kind of more jarring, to be honest. That's probably why I have a cutoff for music I like having to be older or newer than the 1930s. But yeah, it's interesting as a sample for a rap song. It's really the main prominent sound until the verses, and then there's like a synth, a little bit of a synth, and like a doom 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 doom, like almost like a little bit of
That
jazzy
sequence
bass.
is sick.
Yeah, that joined the mix. But yeah, short little ditty. All right, Jack Harlow combo meal. I love this name.
It is the names of this album
you know
on
who
the
Jack
song.
Harlow is?
Yeah.
He's like the white Drake, pretty much.
Yeah.
Nowadays.
That breathy vocal.
Every hoe likes Jack Harlow.
For sure. That breathy vocals though, I noticed that in the video.
Oh, yeah. I don't know if you were going to include that part because it was not.
I'm not.
Yeah. So I made the comment that JPEG's vocals, I think the reason I get like stonery, like washed out vibes is because he kind of has like this breathy like delivery that sounds like, gives me like stoner, like high vibes. It sounds sick, bro.
I think he achieves it based on that video that you sent, that documentary. I think he achieves it because he doesn't have like a pop filter on the mic. And so he just gets really close and like just is like a relaxed tone, and like even just talking like this, like with a relaxed tone, like.
We'll do it with the actual mic.
I don't know if this mic will be good enough to kind of emulate that, but if he's just talking like this and he has like a breathy, relaxed tone, like maybe it will come out
stonery.
The same, yeah.
Stonery.
Well, also I'm trying more in that attempt. That's gonna be bad. But yeah. I noticed it was weird that he wasn't using a pop filter, and I think he does it as a production choice, and I think it's... I don't know if I can really notice it on this album, but I think if I had listened hard enough, I could notice it, and that'd be an interesting little thing.
Yeah. This song keeps the jazz streak going from the last song, but instead of like 1930s, like a big band, like freaking Prohibition type beat, we got like more of a cool jazz, like a loungy, cool jazz piece before it's like chopped up and made to a glitchy rap beat. Brown's verse actually isn't very annoying in this song. He seems like he's rapping a little more serious over this beat. It's almost like It's almost like he put a tuxedo on. He's like, okay, classy beat. I'm gonna be a little more classy and like a little more serious on this one. I love how JPEG will like cut up and like mess with the sound. Sounds like you're skipping like the effect that he does sounds like you're skipping through radio stations like that.
It reminds me of a lot of Flume's mixtape.
Yo, you like this album. You quite enjoy this here album.
We'll get into it.
What's it be like 293 or something? All right, anyways, it won't be. But yeah, he does it a few times throughout the album. It sounds way sick. Okay.
I'm just kidding.
But there's one part in this song that's kind of dumb. He does that radio thing before he gets into this like way high-pitched auto-tune section, which was just unnecessary and uncalled for. It's the only time that JPEG's voice is more of a detraction than Danny's voice. Because it's like, why did you do that? You sound like a 12-year-old. I hate auto-tune. It sounds so dumb.
Well, is it auto-tune or vocoders? Because auto-tune's
might be vocoder.
Thing is to tune into like your voice into the key of the from what I know, into the key of what's happening by like automatically doing it, and then a
It's like
vocoder just
stylistic
changes.
auto-tune.
Yeah, I mean vocoder
It's
is like you have more
cranked up.
control of. It's not auto. There's nothing auto. You can kind of control the way your
Whatever
voice
it
sounds.
is, it sounds bad. So don't do that. Stop doing that.
Vocoders can be sick, bro.
Yeah, and like electronic, like robot.
Nah, always
not
they
like-
can be.
I don't know. I hate that T-Pain-y garbage. Call me a boomer idiot, but
T-Pain
I
does
can't
suck.
do it.
T-shirt.
But don't worry to those who were worried, because normal JPEG gets on the mic at the very end of the song over the jazzy, classy beat, and it does sound really good. I was worried. I'm like, dude, is that really going to be JPEG's like verse? Is that? But no, after that, he skips channels and it gets into the normal rapping over the jazzy beat, which sounds sick. All these songs are like 2 minutes long though, so like his verse is like literally like 20 seconds. Interesting choice. All right, how? Heaven or Earth?
How?
I like that title. Heaven or Earth? How?
Is it heaven or earth?
Yeah.
Heaven on earth.
Oh, let me rewrite my slide.
Yeah.
Oh, no, I have it right on the slide. I just must have typoed it on my notes.
Okay, heaven on
my
earth.
notes.
Heaven or earth would have been better, honestly.
Sounds sick, huh?
Yeah.
This song uses more like
more symbolic,
80s
but-
gospel-y sounding synths. Like it's like a synth organ. Like it gives me like 80s vibes. And then it has like a gospel over top as well. It's kind of a skeletal, almost Muzak. You know what Muzak is?
No, but you use the term skeletal, and I've heard that word before.
Muzak
so
is
I
like
can
elevator
draw.
music, like the type of like lounge, like ambient lounge that would play in an elevator. It's like a almost Muzak-y sounding beat, like when the gospel is not going, it's like boo-doo-doo-doo-doo. It's like kind of loungy and quiet. But yeah, like I said, there's those choral vocals that join the fray on occasion in and out of the song. But the beat is too quiet to smother Danny Brown like other songs can, which kills the song for me, unfortunately.
I fucking love this song.
However, the end of the song is sick, sampling some gospel song but sped up with like deep wubby synths and other JPEG-isms, which I think is a cool term.
Yeah.
And yeah, I didn't even take note of JPEG's high-pitched little.
That part is
sing.
sick, and I thought it
It's
was
probably the only time he
longer.
sings.
I thought it was longer, dude. I thought he almost did like a few, like 3-4 lines. I really wish he did, because that's almost like a climactic moment.
It's in the just beginning of the song.
I know, but for some reason I thought it was like halfway through, and it was like the climax of his verse, or I can't remember. Or if that was the chorus, that would be way sick if he spit like in
Yeah,
that
true.
registry for three
Like a bars, like a
three
whole
or four
bar.
lines. Yeah. Dude, I'm bummed now. I thought it was longer. We just listened to it.
We started
so-
doing a thing where we listen to the song right before. You'll notice there's way more cuts in this episode than usual. It's actually because he just keeps rapping along to the song and saying the N-word, so we have to cut it out. Just kidding. It is because of the listening to the songs. Dude, the intro to the song is a wake-up call, bro. It's just...
I was woken up the whole time.
I know, but if the song just
I don't
in your
like this
shuffle,
song.
if you like...
Well, it's not that I don't like it, but
If this song, like
I
if
think
you
it's one of the
had
worst
this
on the
album
album.
shuffled, or if you had just this song in your playlist shuffled and you're like kind of dozing off, and then it just goes, bam, bam,
yeah.
like that would wake you up. It's like the super anthemic.
It's
loud,
almost like
just
an organ, like a church organ, but way
it sounds
distorted.
like a bunch of horns, like a band of.
I know, but I'm
trumpets
wondering if it's like you're probably right, but I like the imagery of like a church organ, but like way distorted.
Huh. You should
So
try doing
I'm
that.
gonna just
That sounds
pretend it's
crazy.
that.
Yeah, sure, it is that. And then that part stops pretty abruptly and goes into like a clacking, like a clack. I don't know how to describe it. It's like little clacky drums with really it's like the whole beat, which is a little boring for some JPEG.
Yeah, this song is terrible way
And
to
then-
close the album. They should have closed it.
Well,
They
I
should have
think-
just not
I think-
included this song.
I think the intro is a sick way to end the album with those horns. Like the last song should be way sick, but then it just kind of dies.
Yeah.
So if they kept that energy up, it would have been awesome. But no. And there's like more of that high pitched auto tune too. It's like way up there in that auto tune or vocoder registry. I don't like it. Yeah, it's really just some percussion and clacking, and then the orchestra comes back in to bridge to another Peggy verse. There's a line that always cracks me up. I'm just gonna play it because I
fuck your bitch, you fuck my bitch, that's an assist. 4, 5, and 6, I
funny
take my
way
shots
to
and I'm a
think of it.
kiss.
What did he say?
It's like Darby. I fuck your bitch, you fuck my bitch, that's an assist. 4, 5, and 6, I take my
Oh, that's an assist. I thought he said a
like in
sin
a video
assist.
game.
Yeah.
Like when you assist the kill.
That is way sick.
That is such a funny, stupid line, bro. Oh god. That was a silly little Peggy. Silly little Peggy. Anyways, the orchestra bridges to like a dude. This part's sick actually in the song. I actually forgot about it. This is why I like writing the description of the song. There's like a little vintage, like warm jazz part that kind of, it sounds like it's being played through like old speakers, you know, with like a little piano and what are you, the Dalai Lama? I'm not sucking your tongue, girl.
That's a way sick thing to say to a chick. Without sucking your tongue, girl.
Yeah, bro, that part is way sick. If they would have used that vintage warm jazz sample for like a whole song, it would have been way fire. After that, it's kind of like that jazz part is the bridge to Danny's verses, and you know he does his Waluigi-isms. What do you have to say about this song?
I just think it's kind of boring, but
Fair.
it doesn't kill the album, that's for sure.
Nope. The album that you definitely like more than me. Are you ready to prove that theorem? I'll let you go first.
Let me see if I wrote anything else.
Okay.
The album for me sits again in an uncanny valley due to the dirty, but also the dirty production sounds, but also the mixing is done so well, and it's done so clean. Like Flume is also really good at this, and like it gets all glitchy and like everything is timed well, and it all flows perfectly into each other.
Timed well, but not in a conventional way.
Yeah. Timed well for how unconventional it is. Yeah. It is unique to JPEG's style from the other stuff I've heard by him, which
Nah, that's not true.
I no. Well,
probably only
okay.
heard LP,
I think
right?
it's only.
LP's his
I've
most
only heard
chill
LP.
album. Listen to Veteran.
Okay.
Veteran's
Okay.
crazy.
I was gonna say this is way beyond LP in terms of like glitchy, crazy production,
absolutely.
but
That's probably why LP is my favorite. It's the most grounded.
But I do have a very deep respect for this production style, and it's definitely something I think is boundary pushing and highly developmental for the overarching genre. Overall, each song really avoids a singular structure from song to song, and this is the type of exciting way albums need to flow. Modern producers can learn so much from this album.
Facts, dude.
So,
all right, I'll let you do your score first. Let's see it.
139.
139.
And I'm thinking of track 4, Garbage Pail Kids, and Orange Juice Jones to even go to +3s by the end of the year.
Oh, by the end of the year? Oh, sick. Garbage Pail is your favorite, huh? And Orange
Garbage
Juice?
Pail and Orange Juice Kids.
Dude,
Yeah.
Kingdom Heart Keys, bro.
I had it as a +2, yeah.
Thanks, you have that string of +2s as well.
Yep.
Well, mine aren't +2s.
I didn't like the track 1 as much as...
I thought it was sick.
It was a 2 until today.
Oh, okay.
And then I lowered it to a 1.
So your only zeros are... Oh, Jack Harlow sounded good. That's one of the songs I like.
I don't like Jack Harlow. I don't like Fentanyl Tester. Actually, that should be a 0. Why is that a 1? I must have mistyped that.
I'll change it then.
Yeah, that should be a 0.
Oh, well, his score has changed, everyone. It is
131.
Now, what did it change from 139?
Yeah 131. So 3 zeros. Jack Harlow,
Jack
where you
Harlow
get your
is totally
coke.
not worth a 0. That song's totally up with the rest of them.
No, I don't think so.
How is that more uninteresting than Run the Jewels?
I can't remember it, so I wouldn't be able
Run
to
the Jewels is that
defend right
1930s
now,
song with the horns.
you think
from the
that's not
30s?
interesting? I think maybe
think the whole
the
song's
call
kinda
to
empty.
GTA 5 to me And I liked how it continued throughout the
Jack
song, and I was like,
Harlow
damn,
had,
this is like that GTA 5
like
song.
a cool jazz piece. It was like more like.
I don't know. It was.
And it had like the radio skipping
It was less
too. That was
interesting
sick.
for me. I feel like.
I think you'll like. I think that song will.
I think that'll all grow on me. I can see Ho, Heaven on Earth going to a +2. I can see.
Dang.
Shut Your Bitch Ass going up to a +2, and maybe even Lean Beef
So
Patty
this
going back
happened-
up to a +2.
I'm gonna just preface my scores with this. The first time I heard LP, I liked it. I enjoyed the experience I was having, but it wasn't songs that I was comfortable having in my playlist.
You're talking about LP?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like JPEG is like my guilty pleasure.
What?
Because
This shit
sonically
is
it sounds sick,
bro.
but lyrically it's so dumb. That it's like, I don't like dumb music.
Don't
I
care
don't
about
like
intricate
dumb
meanings
music.
woven in. I care about
do.
like creative poetry.
Well, creative poetry, but lyrical poetry matters too. When you're just talking about banging my hoe
I don't care about that, but like if you
being
do,
dope.
like
Can't do
weave some meaning into it, at least do it poetically, which is what Kendrick does,
the goat.
and so that's different. That's different.
Imagine,
But if you're talking nonsense, I think the Beatles do it. I think tons of bands do
imagine,
it.
like,
And
dude,
as long as you're
JPEG and
poetic,
Kendrick, like Kendrick rapping over JPEG would be insane.
they should collab.
That would be insane.
That would
bro.
be sick.
That'll never
I can't
happen,
trust
though. They're
either one of
totally
them
different.
to do what the other does good, but I can trust both
I
of
just
them
want
to
Kendrick
collab.
to
and-
rap over JPEG's beats. I don't want.
I would be down even if they collabed on
JPEG's
like
vocals
beats and
sound
shit.
better, in my opinion.
Than Kendrick.
Yeah. Kendrick has never had one of my favorite rapping voices. His
Then
just
again, like-
lyricism is just so good.
We've talked about this. We like shorts in their shorts. Like I think vocal range isn't a reason for me to ever dislike a song.
Acknowledge Danny Brown has a voice
He's
that
got
can
a-
be considered annoying.
Sure, but it's
Okay,
not annoying to me.
okay.
It doesn't ruin any of the album.
It does for
It
me.
adds to it to me.
For me,
It
that
gets
is
weird. It
that
gets
is the
freaky.
thing.
I like it. It gets boundary pushing.
So like I was saying, when I first listened to LP, I gave it around 30 or 40. Which is like, but I remember liking it. I finished the album like, yeah, I liked that, but I couldn't add the songs to my playlist. It's not something
I've added half
like
the
guilty
album, half
pleasure,
of this album to my
right?
vibe playlist.
So I feel like this album's gonna be the same thing. Once I grow past the Danny Brown's voice is annoying, I'm sure it will spike up like LP did. But similarly to LP, it started off with a relatively low score. 49.
So were you?
LP had a similar
What
score.
you? I like that song as much as you, and I don't even think this song is that good. Steppa Pig, bro. Scaring
His
the hoes,
voice
Garbage
is so
Pail
annoying,
Kids.
bro.
That's all
Garbage
that
Pail
kills
Kids
it?
has to go up. That's like, I feel like that is the song that I want to like the most. But Danny Brown, anytime I hear the
Bro,
Danny Brown,
really?
dude, Danny Brown's rapping
Is it really
over the
ruins it
industrial-
that much?
Dude, it's Waluigi, bro.
Get Waluigi on the mic forever from now on. Then I
No,
don't
it
care,
sounds
dude.
dumb.
You're giving me shit
So
for
dumb.
rating zeros, and you've got straight zeros.
I just can't add it to my playlist.
You think Jack Harlow Combo Meal is better than Steppa Pig or
Yes.
Garbage Pail Kids?
Yeah. Well, Garbage
Burfict,
Pail
I
Kids
think
is
I had
more-
as a 2.
Garbage Pail Kids is more sonically interesting, but anytime
Whoa,
I
this
hear
is an insanely low score.
anytime I hear Danny Brown's rapping in Garbage Pail Kids, I'm like, I do not like
We
this.
can't
I
do this
dislike
channel.
this.
We can't do this. We can't do new albums to you. You need time. You need too much time to learn to come around to like the
Danny
album.
Brown has an annoying voice. Had this have been anyone else, anyone in the world other than Danny Brown
We can't do the
and
channel.
649 AR, had it been
649
anyone
AR
else,
sick.
literally any rapper in the game. Okay, maybe not like Blueface either. Okay, you guys know what I mean. Anyone with like a even somewhat average, normal voice, even slightly below average. This score
I'd say
would have probably
Kendrick is slightly
doubled.
below
I
average.
agree. I don't really like how it's kind of a bad rapping
That's
voice.
a girl thing to say, though. Girls always say that. I don't like Kendrick because of his voice.
Really?
I've heard that so many times.
These are the types of hoes we're trying to scare away. I respect the crap out of this album. I just can't do the Danny Brown.
You'll come around.
Once I come around, if I come around to the Danny Brown, this
Bro,
score
you
could
have to
easily
realize
double.
this is
Easily
one of the
double, bro.
greatest albums of the 2020s. We're only 3 years in.
God,
I
2020
think
has
it
been
will
the
be
worst
one of the
decade ever,
greatest
just in
albums of
general.
2020s.
If I grow to like Danny Brown,
I'm so glad this
I'll
came
try
out.
to
I'm so
listen to
glad you
Atrocity
showed me this.
Exhibition.
This is probably the best album you've ever showed me.
You liked Vectroid's album more. It's got a higher score.
I forgot about that album.
Hey, now I've showed you 2 albums you like, and I'm just gonna say spoiler alert. Do you want a spoiler alert for the next upcoming albums? Like, do you care if you know how I feel about an upcoming album?
No.
I think I'm gonna really like the Avalanche's album. So.
And that's their worst one, bro.
Like every song I've heard so far, I'm like, all right, that was another.
That was their worst album too. Well, okay, some people might think their third album might be their worst, but I like it because there's a peculiarity
I think
to
that
it.
could be my
But their
favorite
second album
of yours that you've showed me.
I think their second album is highest on Rate Your Music. You will probably fucking love that album.
I guess we'll see. But yeah, I gotta get over the learning curve of Danny Brown sounding so bad, bro.
I love it, dude.
Early
I
Danny
love this
Brown sounded
album.
so much better, dude. That song "Head" that I showed in the beginning of this episode, that is a way good song. I added that to my playlist. But these are like, bro, and JPEG's lyricism. Bro, these songs are so close to being like some of my favorite songs, bro.
Let's see what happens throughout the year. Scaring the Hose Part 2. I'm about to be scaring the hose all year. I mean, that's what I've been doing my whole life, so.
Should we do every volume?
Absolutely.
Like as
This
it
is
comes
worth
out?
it. Yes,
Okay.
this is worth it.
That's gonna be fun.
This
gonna be real fun.
album is amazing.
So I guess may as well ask the question: do you recommend
Yes,
it?
yes. Everybody that just came out, I'm sure you've already heard it.
You know, most people aren't gonna like the Danny Brown voice.
No, dude. I think this album's already really popular, isn't it? It got scores from. Did you unrate your music? I mean, people like this
Anthony
shit.
Fantano video. He has a Let's Argue series, and someone commented, "Danny Brown's voice is annoying." And so I'm like, okay, I want to see what Fantano thinks. And he's like, that's literally the appeal of Danny Brown is like his quirky eccentricities.
I agree. I think that it's like it's weird
It is
and
annoying.
it's what builds this album into. It's what pushes it. This album already people have done this. People have done these production styles and these beats. Flume's done it 100 million times. Danny Brown pushes it beyond that. Flume doesn't have Danny Brown. Flume has like good vocalists like
I like that.
women.
I love women.
And they come in super soft and angelic.
I like women.
Danny Brown gets even freakier, dude.
I prefer the hose to Danny Brown.
Danny Brown pushed it into the boundary or the realm of Sgt. Pepper's.
Whoa, that's crazy.
That's what I'm saying in terms of like experimentalism. Like that dude pushed this shit. This
Just
album would
he
not
sounds
be
stupid. Should I just freaking?
If you think he sounds stupid, that's fair. I understand how people think that, but I think it's awesome. But you also made the connection to Waluigi. I didn't do that. You did. So you ruined your own experience. I didn't do that. I listened to it. I took it seriously. I was like, this dude is...
But why is he doing the voice, bro?
Because he wants...
That's all you can
That's
do.
what he... That's... Okay, so like in his life...
Should I just like be a mids rapper and then do like some like disabled sounding voice and then suddenly I'm unique? I'm not like disrespecting Danny Brown. He's talented.
He's not trying to be unique with it. He's trying to be himself.
That's not his voice. His voice is in his first album.
No,
and his
what I
early
mean
mixtapes.
is he's sitting there and he's like, I like this, but something's missing, and he's like, oh, I gotta get something going right.
You think he's?
And then he's
weird...
like, I'm a guy talking, and then he's like, I like that. That's
so
how
you
he
think
goes
his
through
old
it.
songs are like him, like being cautious, and then
and then he's like, fuck it, like I'm being who I am. The music's bringing it out of me. I'm doing it. Wow. I think 6485AR does the same thing. I think I understand why people don't take it seriously and they're like, this is bullshit because it's not generic. And I feel like give some people room to breathe and express themselves. Learn to respect them for it. You'll like the music. You'll end up liking what comes out of it.
I suppose.
Like Death Grips,
they
were
like
totally
it, dude.
themselves.
I want to like it. I do.
Whoa.
That we'll get to that. Dude, that one was a mega disappointment.
Oh my!
Are You Experienced is a 50 times better. Or no, that is
all right.
Yeah.
Jimi Hendrix top 3, go.
Are You Experienced? The second album. This album.
Oh my god, dude!
I haven't even fully heard the second album, but it's already.
I have it on vinyl, and that's the one that I wish I didn't get.
Dude,
it's good.
This album
it's not
is
as good as this one.
The worst.
Whatever.
Dude, I was so stoked for that album too because I loved Are You Experienced. Then freaking it was like, wow, disappointment after disappointment.
You probably would like Access
Empty,
Bold as Love.
Boring. Yeah, I've
Whatever.
heard plenty of songs off of it. So yeah, this is tied with Electric Ladyland as a first listen.
What about this Tame Impala?
That's the B-sides.
Oh. It should have a different album cover.
It is slightly different. The coloration's different.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
But
not enough to notice, but unless you really like it and look at it a lot.
I mean, anything that's last listened to and there's only one date.
So were you
will
disappointed?
change massively. When I heard this?
Because you were stoked to hear this.
I can't say I'm disappointed. I like the project. I just
Was
don't
it what
like
you
Danny Brown's
expected?
voice.
Did you
Heck
expect
no.
a higher score?
Heck yeah. Because I didn't think Danny Brown,
Dude, this album's amazing.
like what if instead of Waluigi he sounded like Mario and he rapped like that?
I don't give a
That sounds
fuck,
so
bro.
dumb, bro.
I don't care.
I can't do it. I'll try. But right now I can't do it.
All right. I got a beer to finish and a piss to take, so.